Can one putter completely transform your game? Well, if you're Wyndham Clark, then the answer might just be yes. After switching into the brand new Ping Scottsdale Tec Alley Blue onset putter, Wyndham Clark completely transformed his putting. He went on to win the CJ Byron Nelson Cup on the PGA Tour with one of the best putting displays the tour has ever seen. He had plus 12.57 putts gained against the field in that particular week, which isn't just the best in the field, it was actually a PGA Tour record. He also went on to hole an incredible 158 feet of putts on his final round, shooting 60, and then carried on that form a few weeks later, picking up his second US Open Championship. Is this simply one of the hottest putters on tour right now? Or could this be one of the biggest game-changing releases of the year in the putter category? Let's find out. So we've got the Scottsdale Tec is the model. This is an alley blue onset. There's 6 different models to choose from, some slightly different head shapes, some counterbalance, some more of that traditional length that I've got in my hands here today. The biggest real talking point about this, as they've really released this putter, is what Wyndham Clark has done with it, which has catapulted this into the limelight in that putter category, and everybody's sort of talking about it. Now, first impressions with this putter, it's obviously the bright white head. There's a reason why they've done this. This white now really stands out against the green surface, so very much aimed around improving your club face awareness and alignment of the putter in that setup position. Many golfers, I'm definitely one of these myself, really struggles with aligning that putter up. So that white head definitely makes it more visual, along with the black line on the top, and more importantly, this the little black dot at the front of the putter. So many of you may look at this and just go, well, it's just another white-headed putter. We have seen white-headed putters in the past, but Ping have spent a few years researching this, and it's what we call, or what they call, this quiet eye technology. So they've done a lot of research of analysing players' eyes as they're setting up to a putter in a setup position, as they're aiming it, as well as through the stroke. And what they found out is the eyes tend to move around and look at different points, whether it's the putter head, the back of the putter head, the ball, the putter face, and even through the stroke, eyes are moving around. And I sort of can relate to that a little bit, because you can imagine, I think a lot of golfers are more aware of how they take that putter away from the golf ball. Some might be a little bit more jerky, some might take it outside, some inside. So it's easily, your eyes easily drawn away just to making sure that putter comes straight back. I'm probably guilty of that myself. And then all of a sudden, then you're not really focusing on that point of contact, and you're just not sure really where your eyes are, to be honest. So this is one of the reasons why it's white, and one of the reasons why is that black dot at the front. It really helps you to focus towards the front of the blade, how you aim it, and then obviously keeping that glare of being more consistently in the same position throughout setup and the stroke itself. Now, these putters are what we call onset putters, but there is obviously, with a white head, some models there which have the traditional heel where the shaft goes in the heel. So if you do prefer that, that is there as an option for you, along with that white head. But the onset ones, obviously every brand is now introducing this zero torque. Now, this Scottsdale Tec isn't a full zero torque. It isn't a full balance putter. It has got a slight bias on it. They don't believe in that zero torque technology in a way. So they've brought an onset on there which helps to reduce the twist in the head. So it's doing a very, very similar thing to a zero torque. You can see the shaft just comes slightly into the heel, towards the center of the head, but slightly into the heel, but obviously set back from the face. This is obviously aimed at more of a straight back, straight through type of stroke. If you're a bit more of an arc in the stroke, then you'll probably be a little bit more preference towards that heel shafted option. So I've recently had a few days golfing in Scotland where I could give it a really good test on some really nice greens. My first impressions with this putter was I really quite like the look of the head, actually. The white against the green definitely stood out. It did feel like I could aim it a little bit better. The feel off the putter face was incredibly soft, a very muted sort of sound, a very soft feel off the face. Great on those faster greens, but maybe what my concern would be there, if on the slower greens, maybe what we see a little bit more over here in the UK, it might be difficult to get that ball up to the hole because it just felt very soft off the face. It would feel like you have to hit it quite a bit harder to maybe get it up to the hole. The long black line on the top definitely helped with alignment, especially trying to split that through the middle of the ball, so I could really get a good central feel of the ball being in the middle of the club face. Sounds pretty logical to do, but many times I tend to tee it a little bit into that toe side of the putter face. So definitely helped me to centralise it more, frame the ball really quite nicely. Now, technology-wise, what's happening in the putter, we've got an aluminium head, and then we've got this stainless steel sole plate here, which is this black section on the bottom of the club. Obviously, that heavy material, that's helping to get that CG lower in the head and pulling that CG further back. So it's giving that higher MOI. So the insert that gives us this really soft feel is a one-piece elastomer insert in that putter face. That's what's going to give us that really good feel. And it felt super soft. As I say, the only maybe concern for me is just maybe on those slower surfaces. We've then got a beautiful sort of satin look black shaft, along with then a high quality Ping logoed Super Stroke grip. So really sort of premium look to it, and it should be, because the price point of this is coming in at £359. So it is a little bit more on that premium section for Ping putters. Okay, so just having a look and seeing what heads are available. So this, as you can see, is the Ali Blue. This is the one that Wyndham Clark was using head style. They do that in the traditional normal length putter. I've got this in a 34, which does come as standard. They also offer that in a counterbalance option. That's your longer length putter with a bit more weight, obviously up into the handle of the club. That's the one that Wyndham Clark has been using. And what you probably noticed with him as well, he had a lot of lead tape that pretty much covered the whole of the sole. You then also got then the Catch putter, which again is an onset putter. And then also then you've got the Hayden, which is then that heel shafted. So if you're a little bit more of an arc in your stroke, you might gravitate a little bit more towards that Hayden, which has a bit more of a traditional sort of look to it, as opposed to the shaft going into the centre of the head, just offset from the face. So it comes back to my question before, is a putter going to transform your game? In part of it, yes. If you find a putter that suits your stroke, then yes, I think it can make a huge difference to your stroke. At the end of the day, you've still got to make your stroke. You've got to try and get your stroke as good as you possibly can. And that's the importance of going to get putter fitted, because I think still nowadays, putter fitting is still not really done by a lot of golfers. Nowadays, driver fitting, very, very common. Most golfers go and get fitted for the driver. Same for the irons, wedges, yes, sometimes getting more and more popular. Putter is still very often overlooked when it comes to that fitting process. I'd really highly recommend it. We do a lot of putter fitting here with Sam Putt Lab, and it's really interesting just looking at a player's stroke. Have you got a natural arc to it? Are you a little bit more straight back, straight through? Getting the right length for your posture and setup position, the lie angle obviously to help with your start direction of the golf ball. There's so many things to get right. And what's really interesting through a fitting is just the different types of head, whether it's white, what colour, long lines, no lines, alignment aid on the ball, without alignment aid on the ball, can really influence how a golfer can either aim better or actually aim worse. So definitely invest into that putter fitting to get a putter suited to your stroke, and that will help you transform your putting. So my verdict on the new Ping Scottsdale Tec Putter. I really like it. I think I like the white against the green. Definitely stands out. It definitely feels like it helps me with my alignment. The feel off the face feels phenomenal. But my only concern there is on slow greens, because I do typically struggle to get that ball up to the hole. I prefer a slightly firmer feel. That's me personally. But if you play on fast greens and you like that softer feel off the putter face, you're going to really like this type of putter. Post comments down below. Let me know your thoughts. The new Ping Scottsdale Tec Putter, is that one for you to go out and try? I'd love to hear your thoughts. As always, post comments down below, and hopefully we'll catch up with you all very soon.